YeshGaming fans, Robert the Bruce back here again today with lesson 2 of Armored Kill starter tips. Got a couple of things we're going to cover today. I think these are going to really make the new DLC maps more enjoyable and hopefully make you a better player at them, which is part of what I do here at YeshGaming.
Yes.
Alright guys, kicking things off. Point number 1, use the quad bikes. This is so simple, yet one of the biggest complaints I hear about the Armored Kill maps is like, oh, it takes forever to get anywhere. I never see anybody because I'm running the whole time. Well, that's your own fault. There are vehicles all over the place. A quad bike every time you turn around. There are quad bikes all over these maps. If you just plan your spawns a little better, think about it instead of just jumping right back in as soon as you die, you can always go in somewhere where you have transportation. Whether it's an empty point but you can see a quad bike on the mini-map before you spawn in there, or it's a teammate who is close to the action, you're going to dive right in back with him, or you're going to paradrop out of the AC-130 and land on a point that is held by the enemy, whatever. Even if it's all the way down just to the point that has the AC-130, you're going to spawn in there if your team holds it and defend it because you know there's going to be action going on there. Whatever. Use the quad bikes, plan your spawns better. It's not that difficult to avoid getting stuck out in the middle of nowhere and having to run a long way. Tip number 2. It is okay to defend a point. And this kind of piggybacks off of tip number 1. In that, again, a lot of times guys complaining, I think it's because there's this mentality that as soon as you capture a point, you immediately hop in a vehicle and take off towards the next point to go capture it. Now, if your team only has 1 point and the enemy has 4, yeah, you need to go capture some more points and do something. But most of the time, all of your teammates that are on the ground are going to be doing nothing but attacking. Rarely does anyone sit back and defend unless they're, a sniper way off in distance and they're worthless. It's okay to defend. In fact, I encourage it. You'll notice here, at first I start off, I'm capturing this point, I backed the tank in because originally I had a chopper after me into a little cover here. And right before I finish capturing, this guy shows up. And, I'm working on dealing with these enemies that are attacking right now, but even after I take care of them, I just hang out around C for quite a while, and enemies show up pretty consistently. And this isn't even the AC-130 point. You really want action. If your team captures the AC-130 capture point, stay there because everybody wants it, and they're going to be constantly attacking you. And it's good to defend. If no one's defending, it's just this constant change-up of who has how many points, and the game will actually stay pretty close because nobody's really getting out ahead of the other team with anything. And this is obviously true for normal Conquest as well, not just the Armored Kill maps. But it's especially true for these. You feel like you're constantly driving everywhere. You drive to a new point, there's nobody there, so you sit and capture it. You drive to the next point, nobody's there, you sit and capture it. Yeah, the game would get kind of boring. Well, drive to a high-profile point, one of the ones generally more towards the middle of the map, or like I said, the AC-130 point. Cap it, set up your mines or your claymores or your C4 or whatever, and wait for bad guys. They will show up very quickly, like they did here. You want to feel like you're helping your team more if there's a lull in the action. Climb up to the roof of a building and start spotting helicopters and planes. You see me in my videos do that all the time. I'll randomly see a helicopter flying off somewhere and I'll just look and spot it real quick before I move on. You never know who's in a battle with that thing or trying to track it down, who you're really helping by spotting it for your team. Spotting is crucial, but that's a whole other issue. Again, though, after each little wave of 1 or 2 guys that roll in here, you think like, oh, well, now I'm just camping, or I'm just sitting here because I'm not helping my team, whatever. No, I decided on this map I was going to hold down C because we kept losing it every time we take it. And I was like, I'm just going to stay here. And I'm just going to make life difficult for my enemies to take this point. I'll let all my teammates go take all the other ones. And eventually we're going to hold the majority and we're going to win this game. And it paid off. Guys kept on coming, attacking C while I was here. And because I'm already here set up and ready for them, and they don't know where I am, I always had to drop on them. I was able to rack up a bunch of kills and take care of business. So it's okay to defend a point. If you feel like you're always running everywhere, stick at one, and you'll be amazed at what happens. And that actually wraps up this video. Pretty short and sweet. Couple of nice little tips there that should help you not feel as bored in these maps. These aren't game-changing tips as far as strategy goes, but I think they do address the issue of guys feeling like they never see anybody in the armored kill maps, and they're always riding around on their own, and it's kind of boring and worthless. It doesn't have to be that way. Use the quad bikes, plan your spawn points out, and defend a point if it comes to that. Thanks so much for watching. Click the button on the screen to subscribe if you haven't already. And it's the same as it is on Armored Kill, maybe even more so. Only rookies camp the enemy spawn.